Hello, everyone. Good morning. Apologies for coming in late. I had an emergency to attend to. So, yes, hello. Hi. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm sorry I'm late. Had to attend to emergency. Hi. Can you hear me? Is my volume good? Let me check, okay? It seems what I'm hearing is too bright, so I can't see the comments clearly. Okay, if I do my hands like this, then I can see. Yes. Okay, maybe I'll just get a paper then. And oh, this is worse. This is worse. Okay, I'll just do my hands like that. My top is too bright, so I can't see the comments. Anyway, thank you guys for joining in. Thank you. I'm sorry I'm late. Apologies, forgive me. I had to attend to an emergency. Okay, so who's ready? We have a lot of things lined up for this month and the whole of the year. We have so much lined up for you. So much webinars coming up and that you're going to benefit from. So today's really going to be quick. I'm still on leave, as you all know. Okay, so we're talking about life in the UK, preparing for takeoff. So what do you need to do? What do you need to get in your bag? What must you set in that will make your life easy when you arrive? So these are the things I want to talk about, okay? So we are all set. I have 22 persons online with me, so I'm not going to take any more time. If you have any questions regarding what I'm going to talk about today, please feel free to ask me and I'll answer you, okay? So preparing for takeoff, what is the first thing you need to do? I know someone here is traveling tomorrow and she's going to be like, you not told me. Why did you not tell me to do this? But yeah. Anyway, it's happening at this time, so you can still benefit. Okay, so the first thing you need to do, let me start from the least and then we'll get to the most important. The first thing you need to do, first of all, I want to welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I have Kolo Yewo, I have Habib, I have Fumi, I have Rukes, Precious, Uwa, Omoba, Gloria, Cynthia, everyone, you're welcome. Thank you so much for joining and supporting always as you do. I'm putting my hand like that because what I'm wearing is too bright. So because of that, I'm having difficulty seeing the comments, okay? All right, so let's get started. So the first thing you need to do is to set your bank account. You have to set your bank account to allow you withdraw money here. Many of you must have heard about saying, oh, Nigerians in diaspora, or this social person in diaspora. Yeah. So if you've heard of something like that, then you know that what you need to do is hold on. Let me just write something down. My laptop just went off. Yeah. So you need to set your bank account to change it to diaspora account. So what do you need? What that means is you tell your bank, oh, I'm traveling abroad. I need to be able to access my bank account when I'm abroad. Okay. So what they would do in that case is to make you sign an indemnity form to ensure that every time you send an email to them saying, oh, I want to transfer this money or have difficulty in doing this or that, anytime you send basically a bank instruction via email, they would respond to you. It's better to get it done before you travel than to travel and then get it done. It's easier, rather, so it's not like it's better off, but it's easier to get it done when you are still in Nigeria than you're coming here. But if maybe you're already traveling or you've already traveled and you're watching this, what you can do is to get your account officer's number. So that's one of the things that you need to do. Get your account officer's number. For some of you who have bank accounts, you've never spoken to your account officer before. You don't know who is even in charge of your account. Now is a good time to find out who is my account officer and get the contact details for that particular person, because you will need them. Trust me, you will need them. And one more thing you need to do regarding, setting up your bank account to make sure you can withdraw money is to try and get multiple cards. There's a limit for about $100 a month for some banks. Might be slightly higher, but I don't know what the new rate is because I don't use the cards. But for you coming in, trying to get money to support yourself, maybe from friends and family, trying to transfer that money to the UK is very expensive, especially if you go through the black market. Yeah, we do provide a service, but I'm just saying that black market rate will always not, of course, be cheaper. So the best things to do is to get multiple cards. So to open an account in Nigeria is very easy. So if you open GTB, Keystone, how many are they? Stanbic, First Bank, Zenith, just have all the ATMs. Just have all the ATMs. At least if you withdraw 100, then you have, up to $500 to spend in a month. That makes it better for you. And then you just have to withdraw cash even when you don't need it, just so when you do need it, you have access to that. Right? So is that clear? Does anyone have any question regarding that? My laptop just went off, trying to see if I can get on. It's okay. Yeah, so that's for that. Then the second thing you need to do is to get a handwork. Yes, get a handwork. I know for some people, while you're still in Nigeria, you may look at hairdressers as like, low-class citizens. Or you say, listen, I cannot do this kind of job, God forbid. I remember when I was much younger and I begged my mom that I wanted to go learn how to make hair. The salon, she's like, oh, God forbid, no, never. Can you go and do hairdresser? And she kicked against it. I was just in secondary school then. But when I came to the UK, oh my God, it saved me a lot of stress. Apart from the fact that I can make my own hair sometimes, when I'm less busy, I can make my own. Really saved me when I came to UK far back. And, to make hair here is very expensive. So let's say a standard braid. So what I have on here now, I spend, how much did I pay? I spent £70 for that. Let me just do a rough calculation for you to let you know how much it costs to braid this hair. And it's just like, it's a shoulder length, so it's not very long. So let me see how much it costs. So 70, multiply that, 650, current exchange rate is 670 basically. But let me just see. That's 46,900. That's what I paid to have this hair done. So how much do you typically pay to have the normal size braid done in Nigeria? 1.5, right? 1.5, or maybe the least or the worst case scenario, let's say 3,000 naira you have to pay to get done. But I paid 46,900 to get this hair done. Yes. So, and in UK, food is cheap. You can always get around, get things for, £20, you buy a lot of stuff, good stuff. If you know how to cook, then you can really get veggies, chicken, food is affordable. So imagine you have that. If you could make this kind of hair for somebody else, you make a lot of money. And we do know that international students are allowed to work only 20 hours per week when you come to UK. So the money you will get from your work may not be enough if you are relying on only that to maybe support yourself in terms of paying your tuition, doing your accommodation. Of course, that's not going to be enough. But if you want to get some extra cash around, that's the whole essence of what we're talking about today. How to get extra cash, what you need to do. Get a handwork. So learn how to make hair is very vital. Then if you can add, pedicure, manicure, they call them nail technicians here. And, an average or getting your nails done in the UK, you would spend roughly £25 for just your nails. So for just pedicure. And that converts to, I did a lot of converting when I came, but now I'm not doing that anymore. But I'm just trying to, make you understand. So for that, so £25 times 670, you're looking at 16,750. How much does it cost to get your nails done? Do I have ladies on this live webinar? Do I have ladies? Can you tell me how much it costs to get a pedicure done in Nigeria? Anyone? Any idea? Oh, okay. I see some comments down. Let me see. Yes. How much does it cost to get a pedicure? Okay, I will save the live video. Don't worry. How much does it cost? Can someone tell me? I have 40 persons here. Can you tell me how much does it cost on average to get 2K? Well, it says 2K. 3,000. Someone said 3,000. So imagine you can get that, and then you with acrylics, yeah, Abby, acrylics you can get that 3,000, okay, 12,000 if you go to a really sophisticated place, classy and all. But then to get that done, just you spend 16,750. And I know then, while I was in Nigeria many years ago, we could get that literally done for like 350, 500. Yeah, someone said high-end places 5K, 3K, yes. For me then it was really cheap, or like 350, 500. They'll do both your toenails and your nails, and they'll do it well neat. And you don't really need to go to school to do that. But here in the UK, you need to even go to a school. For most of them, they actually go to school. They call them beauticians. They go to school and then they do all of that. So the things that we take for granted back home is what's a lot here in the UK. Is what a lot. Trust me. Even people who do massages, for you to get someone booked to do massage for you is expensive. So you have to really equip yourself. So don't just come in and just study and just be there. You will find that this is very, very helpful, because when you go to some hair shops, you want to make your hair, to tell you £85. For some styles, it's like £100. So I do like the shoulder length. If I have to braid, I braid once in a month. Like once in a month, if I braid, I don't take my hair longer than a month. But anyway, it's very, very important to learn that. Yeah. So that's just that's what I've talked about hair making. So learn how to make weaves, learn how to make the braids, learn how to make the wigs as well. So I did lots of wigs, so I can make my own wigs myself. I'm sure you've seen the wig I wear almost all the time on my videos. Yeah, I have loads of wigs. I just like that one. I made that myself. I can make wigs. There was a time I was into that business. I don't have much time before I got this job anyway. I made lots of wigs, and for a wig, people can pay an average of £50 for a wig. That's minus, the weave itself. So they give you their own hair and say, please make into a wig for me, and you make that. They can pay you £50 for that. So all this, braided wigs as well from Nigeria, they do. I do see that a lot. You can bring some to sell. And then learn how to do the nail thing. And then if you know how to do facials, like, I don't know what they call it. What do they call it? Those people take care of the face. I've forgotten the name. I can't really remember at the top of my head. But you know what I'm talking about anyway. If you remember the name, you can tell us. Yeah, for those of us on wig, a lot. So yeah, that's a lot. Yeah. So the people that do the face thingy, I remember a long time ago I had this tags on my face, and I took it out in Nigeria for like 4,000, just 4,000 there when I came like 3 years ago. And here in the UK to do that is expensive. It's very, like, a session is about £400 to just do that. To just take out one tag is like, a session was at £45, sorry. And then I had many tags all over my face. Imagine how much I would have spent to get that off. And I took it off at a spa, a place where they did spa, they did nail thing and everything. She used the laser and took it off for just 4,000 naira. So these things I would take for granted there is very, very useful here. Another type of thing that's really trendy here is sewing. What you call sewing, seamstress here, they're like scarce. And if you could learn sewing, learn how to sew, sew machine and things, you can do that. It's really handy. I remember one lady who does it in the place where I live. She charges for just an amendment of maybe try to replace a zip. She charges about 10,000, 15,000 just to replace the zip. How much you get it? We will call them Obioma. Yeah, the Obioma guys, and they come around and having their machine on their shoulders, and then they help you to take it off. You just get 100 naira. Yeah, you will pay a lot to get your zip replaced here. So learn how to do that. Learn how to stitch. Learn how to sew. Then for the guys, you can learn how to do woodwork. DIY in the UK is a big thing, right? DIY, so do it yourself, is a big industry. What, billions and billions of pounds here in the UK, DIY. So I remember getting my kids' bunk bed, and it all came in pieces. I had to assemble everything myself. So you don't get like the way we get a carpenter back home to say, make me a chair, make me a, They have the DIY, everything in parts with instructions on how to assemble. So if you know how to do woodwork, then woodwork is one thing that you can build on. You can do that because they have loads of websites where you can just go on there and just register and say, oh, I can do this. And then private people just contact you. And then painting as well. If you know how to do painting very well, oh, congratulations, that's great. Because since you're coming in you would offer your services slightly cheaper than what people who are already here would do. So yeah, learn how to paint, learn how to fix wallpapers. If you know how to do that already, then that's great. So there are lots and lots of examples that I could give you, but that's just some of the things at the top of my head that I've seen that really, really moves here. So anything that has to do with, handiwork, knowing how to do hair, knowing how to not that anyone's going to get you to massage them without a license or anything, but then with the hair thing, it's really easy to come by. With the a DIY carpentry work, with the painting, knowing how to fix wallpapers, nail technician. So it's more like you like offering hair service and a total makeover sort of. And then makeup as well. Makeup is good. It doesn't, like, for people who are going to like prom, they need someone to make them up, things like that. Just anything that you can get your hands on to learn to give you an advantage is what doing. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to talk about is learning, getting used to using Google Maps. It's really helpful when you use Google Maps, because if you don't know where you're going and then you stop someone by the way to say, hello, do you know this direction? Most popular answer you might get is, oh, sorry, no speak English. That's if you come across maybe one of the Polish people, or from Bulgaria or something. But if you ask maybe an English person or someone who can speak English, where's the direction, the first thing they'll check is a Google Map, and they'll tell you, oh, go like this, go like that. Trust me, on the first time you will not know what you're doing. So it's what do I have to pay tax for my handiwork? We'll get to that. So for the what's it called, for the Google Map, I was saying, go describe it. Yes, so you need to learn how to use the navigator, learn how to use the Google Map, know what you're going. They have the bus on there, they have car, they have the walk sign. When you see someone working, you can know, okay, by walk it take me 40 minutes to get there, by car to take me maybe 20 minutes, by bus it take me 35 minutes, so you know where exactly you're going. So get used to that Google Map. So that's about the 3 points I wrote down to highlight. I don't know if anyone has any questions. I told you it's going to be a really, really short video. It's not something that's supposed to take long. But if you have any questions, now is the right time to ask me and I'm going to answer you. So someone asked something about, do I need to pay tax on my handiwork? The answer is no, not exactly. You don't have to. It depends on how much you earn. Okay. If you are self-employed and you're not working at all, if you're self-employed, you're not working at all, then you need to register as being self-employed. But of course, international students cannot register a business, while they are studying, but their spouse can. But it's just, money here and there to help your friends, to help you get some extra cash. It's not a full-blown business, so you don't have to actually pay tax on that one. But your normal work, when you get employed, the first 12,000 is free. The first 12,000 of your income is free, so you don't have to pay tax on that when you're working. It is after that. So students don't pay tax, because of course by the time they calculate your 20 hours you're doing, you're not going to pay tax. So if you're doing extra work to get some more money and you're not into full-time employment, you don't have to pay tax. So the answer is no, you don't have to pay tax on that. Okay. Any more questions? If you have questions, now is the best time to ask me before I disappear from this live. So we have a couple of more events coming up. We have the private Zoom section. If you've not registered, now is the best time for you to do so. What we've done is we've created more allowance. So we can allow up to 50 persons now, but it's not going to be on Zoom anymore. It's going to be on our website. But if you've gotten the invitation, there's a link on there that says join the live. So on the 3rd of May, that link will be active. So all you need to do is to just go back to your email, click on the link, and you'll be able to join the webinar and we'll be able to chat. Okay. So does anyone have any questions? I know if there's any question you have in mind you want to ask me. Oh, someone said, I just joined, I'm lost. When I upload the video, you can go back to the beginning. Yes, so a caterer. So for a caterer, yes. Catering, yes. So I forgot to mention that. For catering, again, that is a great option. But because UK is quite sensitive, so you can't just cook food for anybody to eat. Because, because of allergies and things. So what if you're allergic to nuts, for example, or allergic to chili pepper or something, you don't know what they're allergic to, and then you kill someone, you go to prison. So you need to get the appropriate license for that with the local council, and then they need to approve you to do that. But again, you cannot go through that registration process if you are a student. All right, if you're a student, so you cannot do that. Childcare is something that some people do. So it's not like you're going to be registered and say, okay, I have my own childcare and nursery and things like that. But people just do that on the side. But most parents will not give you their kids if you are not registered with Ofsted. Ofsted is a regulatory body that checks both the school system education and then child minders and nurseries and things like that, just to make sure things are being done properly. So they are very much, we're living in a society where people are very much aware. So before you even say, I want to look after someone's child, they ask you, are you registered? Before you say you want to cook food, are you registered? Do you get what I mean? So as a caterer, I know people who've gone through the registration process, but it starts from, telling them about what you want to do, and then they check the environment to see, are you going to be cooking from your home? If you're cooking from your home, is the aroma, of that food not going to be disturbing to the neighbors? The traffic that your cooking will pull in. So if you're selling food, what kind of traffic is going to come into the area? Is it safe enough for kids who will be running around? Because maybe one crazy person can just drive in on a 30 on the road that is 20 and then kill someone and say, oh, I was going to this place to buy food. So they check all of those safety things, those safety issues, and then most people have gotten approved. So they start on a small scale. But again, when you're done, the thing is, when you're done with your education, there's so much you can do. So you have the right to work full time. But if your spouse is coming with you, then your spouse can register a business and start. That's completely fine. But if you're coming alone, you cannot register a business, but you can do your side hustle. So the essence is just, there are some hustles that you can add, to you're working part-time. So someone rings you and say, oh, I want to make my hair £50. You can advertise on Facebook Market, advertise on Google, tell your friends at school, I make hair, I make nails, that's an extra cash. If you get £50 from one person making an average hair length, and then you add £10 extra and say, I'll do your nails as well, they will get you a lot of clients. By the time you do 10, that's £600 a month. That's a lot of money, right? To add to what you're already doing. So it's just, common sense to use your initiative to find a way to work around it. But it's very important that you don't leave Nigeria without knowing how to do anything. You really need to get a skill. Learn how to do one thing or the other. Someone just mentioned catering, baking. For us, if you say, oh, I'm selling meat pie, I come to your shop, I just buy. I'm not going to ask you what's inside the meat pie. I just assume that you use beef. You put in some Irish potatoes, maybe carrots if some people like veggie, and just put some veg in there, and but I'm not going to ask you, I'm just going to buy it. But here in the UK, they want to know what you put in there. So, and then if you're going to make an order for someone, you want to ask them, are there any allergies? Are you allergic to something? Please let me know so I know what and what not to put in. Yeah, so it's very sensitive. So things that are super sensitive like that, you don't go in. But making of hair, the customer can bring their own products. All you're bringing is your comb. You can even ask them, bring your own personal comb. Because of COVID, you have your own brand new needles, and you don't use the same needles over for different people. So it's just like, just things to help you get around. You can be mobile, you can go around, make people's hair, supply the wigs, do things. So things like that you can do when you might get in, and then you find that people are already doing it. But everyone with their customer is a big place. So opportunities are not limited to one person. Okay, I hope that's clear. Let me see. Okay, someone says, let me see. Okay, so the next question: how long do you have to keep renewing your work permit to get residency? 5 years. If you get a work permit, the work permit depends on, like, when you finish your course, you have the 2 years post study, right? So if within that 2 years, if you do get a sponsored job where the employers are willing to sponsor you, so on a tier 2 job, then they give you the first 2.5 years. For some people, they give you 3 years first, some 2.5, and then you renew again 2.5, and then after that 5 years, you can apply for ILR, which is indefinite leave to remain. There are different types of ILR, so they all come with different forms of restrictions. So ILR does not mean that, indefinite leave to remain does not mean you have access to public funds. There's still be some restriction, but at least you have enough time to stay in the UK. So there are different pathways you can migrate from study visa to startup visa, innovator. There are loads of them that you can do, and there are some schools that have that already set up. so to give you that endorsement, because to go on the start-up visa you need an endorsement. So there are lots of universities that have that option. So when you apply, it's always best to make sure that you're applying to university. If you're considering that pathway anyway, make sure you're applying to university that have that, the license to endorse, so that when you're graduating, you already put together your business proposal, and then you can speak to the relevant department to say, hey, I want to do this as a business, and then they approve it, and then they sponsor you on that visa. Startup visa is about 2 years. And then from there, you can move on to innovator, and then they consider how much you spent on your startup visa, and then minus that from the £50,000 they do ask for the innovator. So there are just loads of pathways, but it just depends on what works for you. Okay. Said you have missed my question, Cynthia. Did I miss your question? Sorry, let me go back. I want to travel with my kids and hubby at the same time, or is it advisable to go alone first? Now, regarding traveling with your hobby or kids, both are okay. There's no right or wrong option. It just depends on you. How much do you have? Can you afford everybody to get together? Yes, we've done visas for family of 7, family of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, like that. So it depends on, do you have the money? If you have the money, you can afford everybody going at once, and all apply. Why not? But if you say, okay, I want to get my visa in, so it's one leg in, one leg out, let me get my visa. Once my visa comes out, then immediately your visa comes out, then you apply, okay, for that, for the visa for your family. So it's the most important thing is that you don't wait too long. Okay, you don't wait too long. Say you have a course for 1 year. If you have a course for 1 year, it's best to apply all together. Just apply and go. But if you get your 1 year first, and then you get your visa and your course is for 1 year, and then you want to wait 1 week before you apply, or you just want to apply when the visa comes out, that's fine. But if you say, I want to go first, and then you stay 4 months, and you have 5 months left, or you have 6 months left, you're applying for your family, what will your family be coming to do? If you can survive without them for 5 months, then what are they coming to do? So you have to be very, very smart and know what works for you. But of course, when you come to process through us, we always give you the best advice and tell you what's obtainable in your particular situation, what's advisable to do. But if you have the money and you can afford for everyone to go at once, then it's best that everyone just applies. Okay. Okay, let me see. Okay, I've asked the question. Okay, I've answered the question. Oh, sorry. Don't I have any more questions? Okay. Oh, sorry about that. I almost canceled the live video. Oh God, this is my top award today. It's not just helping me. Okay. For someone who going with kids, how can they access schools? Also, when do they get UK? Yes, official Jenny Love. If we start processing for you and we paid our service fee, we'd give you an advice all through on what exactly you need to do at each stage. Can someone who has US citizen kids who are minor school there while she's studying, will they be added to application as well? I don't understand. If you can rephrase that question, that'd be great. What are the likely job opportunities and handwork a guy can do? As international students have mentioned some of them that you can do. There are lots of job opportunities. There's supermarket jobs, Amazon, delivery jobs, what else? The support work. There are lots of opportunities for international students to work part-time, and then you can work your way up to getting a full-time job. Is there any process we can do now while still waiting for our transcript? Yes. So if you're waiting for your transcript, if you've paid our service fee, then what you'll be getting is a pre-application document, a universities list to go through the list of universities that are offering the same course that the course that you want, and then you can go through the module link of the university list we sent you, read about the course, and then try to make your decision on, okay, I want this to university. So you can start doing that while you're waiting for your transcript. At least you already know, okay, this is what I'm working towards, this deposit I'm likely to pay, these are the installments that are available, so you can start preparing. So you don't need to wait for the transcript to come before you do. We'll have lots of clients like that are waiting for transcript certificate, but they've paid, and then they started writing their personal statement. It gives you enough time to actually prepare and do some edits if you need to. Someone says, I book a consultation with your staff. Can I book another one with you? Well, it depends on what you want to ask. But our staffs are trained, so if there's any question at all that they've not been able to answer, they would have told me about it, or they would tell me about it. So if you have a question that they haven't answered, you can send an email to info@fairbetternTravels.com and I will pick it up. All right. Okay. But if they've attended to you, there's no point going over what, we've already said before. So they are in charge of that, particular stage. So I can't do that particular stage. But if there's any question that you're not clear on, then you can send me an email and then I'll pick it up. info@fairbetternTravels.com. Okay. Yes, you said it. Do you need to add your kids who are US citizens to your application? Yes, you need to. You cannot just waltz into the UK. On what grounds would they just come in and stay? Just like a UK person saying, I want to just go to US, they pay for visiting visa from the UK to the US, about £15. I paid for someone, so it's not expensive, but you need to add them to the application. Say, okay, they are coming in, and they need to have a visa to stay in the UK. So otherwise, they're not EU citizens that they just was in. But even now, UK is a standalone. So if EU people they need a visa to enter, how much more US? So they need to be added to the application. Badeji, no, UK and US are two different application process. Someone says, can I proceed for a PhD after my master's after working 2 years? Yes, you can. Most people do that. That's a really smart choice. Most people do that. They okay, someone sent me a question. I will answer that. So most people do that. Okay, so yes, you can proceed for your PhD. PhD is 3 years, 3 to 4 years. It depends. You can do a professional PhD, or you can do a professional PhD, or you do the normal academic PhD. So they have the doctorate, which is a professional executive one. So for some, it's called Doctor of Business Administration. For some, it's called Executive Doctor of Business Administration. But some is just a professional DBA. Or you do the academic one. So it's 3 to 4 years. For most schools, they offer part-time. It's not really, really popular anymore. They're making it more of part-time. And if you want to study in UK, you can actually study part-time, but the only downside is you cannot work. So anyway, back to your question, you can actually do your PhD once your 2 years is over. So when it's getting close to the end, just, file an application for a PhD, or the next person, if it's your spouse, can study. Are children entitled to benefit in the UK? The only benefit, no, you're not supposed to claim benefits. So you're not a citizen, so why are you claiming benefits? So it's not free money, it's not free benefit. They're going to put you on your visa, no access to public funds. You are not able to access public funds, but you paid for your NHS, so health services is free, but you have to pay for some certain prescriptions. So there are certain prescriptions that are not free that you need to pay for. But in terms of like education is free. They will just ask you to pay for uniform or for milk, or maybe they have some after school club that they need your child to attend. They will ask you your permission, and then maybe you pay like £5. Education is actually very affordable here. It's free. You're not paying school fees, nothing. So they are getting that benefit anyway. And then if they get sick, they can see their doctor. So you have to make sure that when you come into the UK, you register with a GP. Even if you feel like, oh, I have, the blood of Jesus on me, I'm not going to get sick, God is watching over me and all that. You still need to get registered, because there are some very sometimes you may want to apply for something, and they're asking you, okay, where are you registered, who's your GP, or emergency can happen, you need the ambulance, they'll ask you a question, who's your registered GP? And then if you actually have an emergency situation, they say contact your GP, and you do not have any GP, it's going to be very, very difficult for you. So it's best that when you come in, you go and register, and they just ask you for your proof of address, your international passport, and then you fill a form. It's not very difficult to register. Okay, so you just check for the GP in your area, and then go on and register for the hospital. Okay, so let me let me see what a question. Oh God, okay. The UK acknowledge Nigeria COVID vaccine. Now, a lot of people have been doing submitting fake COVID test results. Because of that, what you need to do, you still need to do your COVID test anyway, but they are government approved labs. That's part of what we send to our clients when they book, we're processing their application. When it gets to that stage, we send them the links, but you can go online and just go for government approved, Nigerian government approved COVID lab centers, and you see the ones that are available in each state. But we send that link anyway to our clients, and when you book that, you have that done, and then you need to pay for a COVID test kit in the UK. So they just made that a law, and it's about £210. So you need to pay that before you arrive. So they will send you 2 test kits that you use, I think 3 days apart. So you test yourself and send it over to them. And when you send it over, if you're positive, you stay further in isolation. If you're not, if you're negative, then of course you go about doing your regular carrying on your activities anyway. And let me answer some questions here. So someone said, I'm almost going to go, so I have 5 minutes left or less. For someone that was refused a student visa to UK recently with dependent, is it advisable to reapply again with dependent and apply a loan? For that, we would need to see the reason why you were refused to be able to advise you. So if you're that person, I don't want to mention your name, if you're that person, please send an email to me and just put for the attention of Dr. Naomi. Send it to info@fevatatravel.com. So info@fevataTravels.com. Send me an email with the visa refusal, letter. I want to see why they refused you, and then I'll be able to advise you what you need to do. Okay. So one last question I'm going to answer, and then I can leave. He says child education for UK, and what is the age range? So from 3 years, your child can attend nursery. From 3 years, they can attend nursery. So of course, from there on, primary school, secondary school, and then they are okay. And then university, you obviously need to pay, except you are applying for student finance, which you will not be allowed to. Of course, you cannot get except you are a citizen. All right. So in the absence of no questions, I'd like to thank everyone for joining. So someone said, hope September is not too late. No, September is not too late. They stay opening, stay accepting application. Can you do IT jobs aside also? It depends on if the IT companies want to work with you, then yes, you can. Must I change? Well, if you can do websites, you can create website and things, that you can do that. Must I change my international passport before I can apply for my spouse? Must I change my international passport before I can? I don't understand what you mean. So if you're married and then you've applied or different, your passport while you were single is still valid, and then you want to apply for your husband, then of course you would have submitted your marriage certificate along with your application, so that when he applies, he doesn't have an issue and he would have been mentioned in your application. But of course, if we're doing it for you, we're going to advise and tell you everything you need to know. What does it cost to secure an admission in US? How much is it? So it depends on the schools. Different schools charge different amount. Our agency charge for US is 300,000, but you pay a deposit first before we start your application. But at the moment for Canada and for US, we are doing a no fee. So you only pay our service fee when you get your visa. So the only thing you pay is the application fee that has to go directly to university and not to us. Yeah. So, but of course, you send us that money, but then you only pay us our service fee when you get a visa for US and Canada only. Hope September is not too late. You have answers, blah, blah, blah. What's your direct email address, Dr. Naomi? I've said it. The email that I control is info@fevataTravels.com. If you send an email there, then I would be able to respond. Still on leave. I should be back by the 21st, I believe. Yeah. Is your 1 year equivalent same as 2 years master? Is 1 year master's equivalent? I don't understand that, but 1 year masters, 2 year masters, they're all masters, just lengthy duration. So for 2 years master usually comes with a work placement, so that's why it's 2 years. So the extra 1 year is for that period while you be doing maybe your internship somewhere. Can we work while doing PhD? Yes, you can very much work. Thank you. Ping with you guys. I don't understand what you mean. Can dependent or student visa also apply for masters along line? There's no point applying for masters when you are on a master. You're just wasting money. So why not finish yours, or towards the end when you're finishing yours, he applies and then you switch to his visa. So you're not giving them free money now, are you? Okay. To elongate your stay, yes, you can. But when you're finishing, can 4-year-old start school? Not daycare. Yes, from 4 years old, they go to primary school. Okay, my phone is going to go off, guys. I'm really, really sorry, but I need to save this video before it goes off. So I'll see you guys next time. I'm really sorry. I need to go. Take care of yourself, okay? All right. So if you have any more questions, drop in the DM. Someone will attend to you. Okay? Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.